Mr. Chris Keegan. He's going to give you an AASHTO TSP2 update.
Thank you, Scott.
Mr. Chris Keegan.
I had a boss, and he said there's a thing called death by PowerPoint, and he highly discouraged using PowerPoint presentations. So, if you see, I'm not using a PowerPoint presentation today. Instead, I'll just talk off the cuff as to changes. TSP2 is the Transportation Systems Preservation Technical Service Program. It was begun back in 2003, and it was a combination of the Subcommittee on Maintenance. It finally went to AASHTO. AASHTO made it a committee, and then they hired Michigan State University under Larry Galehouse to run the TSP2 program. And that's how we, Nancy, who just disappeared, and I got involved, but that was after Ed Welch and John Hooks, who ran the program really from the beginning, which was right around 2009 as far as the bridge portion. The pavement portion began about in 2003. And after Larry Galehouse, over the last year, Judith Corley-Lay took over for a couple of years, and now we have Bouzid Chaubin, PhD from Florida DOT. He's now our boss. And now we have our two preservation engineers. It's Nancy Heater and myself, Chris Keegan. And we took over for Ed and John. John are still with us, kind of as advisors. We're allowed to call them up if we really need their help, which we really could use them. They've given us a lot of stuff to help us along. So those are kind of the main things. There's also, within the TSP2, I said there's pavement preservation. There's also equipment preservation is also included under there. And helping us today, Dennis Tang, he's our computer expert. He's also running the video camera in the back and keeping us on track as far as any computer problems we might have. And Darlene Lane, she's that little powerhouse out here that helps everybody. She does more stuff. I don't know what we'd do without her, but she really makes this whole thing work. And without her, I don't really know what we do. And I thank Sir Greg, because he covered a lot of what I was going to cover, so I can cut a lot of stuff out of this. But what I would like you to do is either on your phone, just put in TSP2 in your search engine, and it should bring this up, TSP2 Bridge Preservation, which comes to our website. And like anything else, websites need preservation. We found this out when we took over, because really Nancy, she started going through this, and she found a lot of these links that we had in here no longer worked. And one of the areas, we'll go to the northeast, and like bridge special provisions. And we found out that like 10 of the 13 no longer worked. And so Nancy and I worked out, we split it up, tried to get everything so it was back working appropriately. There's the home page, the technical stuff. I think that was also covered by one of the people, Decks and Joints, and that takes you to the deck resource guide. Research, unfortunately, that was another thing that kind of died, and we're trying to revive that. And Federal Highways is pushing hard on getting that back up working. And another update that Nancy was really helpful with, people couldn't find the pocket guides, so we put it right here on this ribbon right in front. And so here are all the pocket guides, so you can just click on those. The one on bridge bearings, the apps in there haven't been finalized yet, but they should be soon. And if you go to like thin polymer overlay, and if you have an Android, you click on that. If you got an Apple product, you click on that, and you can download the app. Right there, you just gotta click on that, and you can get those. And it has checklists. It has all sorts of things. Each of these do that. There's training in the TC3 area. Another part of this, if you haven't done it yet, right now we're with the National Northeast Partnership these days here in Harrisburg. Upcoming next is the one in Boise, Idaho. This one you can sign up for now, along with the Southeast in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then coming up just before Halloween is the Midwest in Lexington, Kentucky. And that will be it for the year. Next year we're going to do this again. We're going to have the 4 partnerships. Normally 2022 we would have had the national meeting, because we had it in 2014, 2018. We're working on 2024 for the next national meeting. We're looking at a number of places: Salt Lake City, I think Madison, Wisconsin, possibly San Antonio, Texas. Trying to think of the other ones. Big part of the thing is we have to find something big enough. It'd hold maybe 600-700 people, do demos, do quite a few things. And Darlene is the one who has to help us find those. We also have to have access. How do you get from the airport to the venue? What's available? Can the state help us with that? Trying to put all that together is quite a bit of work. I said Ed and John used to do that. Now it's up to Nancy and I. And so it's going to be a kind of a stretch, I think, for both of us. Right, Nancy? We'll get through this one, we get through the rest of them. A number of the regional working groups. And one thing that hasn't been covered, I think we covered innovative technology, the bridge deck one, and that is the bridge inspectors maintenance group. Started off in the southeast. They decided, inspection's also important as far as preservation goes. And then what do you do with the product once you inspect the bridges? How do you get things repaired and fixed? And it became really important with the SNBI, National Bridge Inspection Standards, which finally got improved. And now I think we have 6 years from June 6th to try to make everything come together. And so having these states get together, the bridge inspection managers, is really important. So you're not trying to do it by yourself. You can do it as a team, as a group. So if somebody's ahead of you, they can help get you a little faster and so on. Or you can push each other and get done quite a bit faster. And the only group that hasn't formed one so far, Ben, is the Northeast Bridge Preservation Partnership. So we'd really like to get that started, and that could be part of the meeting, I think, on Friday. See if we can get some interest in that and form a bridge inspectors group. Other than that, as far as changes, do you have any questions for me? Oh, I do have one more thing because...
The preceding was produced by the National Center for Pavement Preservation. More information can be found on the web at pavementpreservation.org. Additional support provided by Michigan State University.